Oscar Richard's life begins here, in his mother's arms, in Sunshine, Louisiana, in rural Iberville Parish. Richard was born December 7, 1921, the oldest of 6 children. His youth would be filled with the simple pleasures of life along the Mississippi River. A stint in the Boy Scouts, a church-going, hard-working young man who would be called upon to help his family during the lean years of the Great Depression.
I lived on the river. We were right on the river road in Sunshine, and we would go swimming in the Mississippi River and catch shrimp.
But while Richard's life began in Sunshine, his life story begins here, at LSU's School of Journalism. Enrolling in 1938, it wasn't long before Richard would answer the call, not from his university, but from his country.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941,
Richard was celebrating his 20th birthday when he heard the news that the U.S. had been plunged headlong into World War II. Although still a student when war was declared, he wasted no time in serving his country. On the day of his graduation, June 1, 1942, he joined the U.S. Army Air Corps. Qualifying as a bombardier aboard B-17s, he was sent to England in late 1943. As Allied bomb runs over Germany intensified, so did the dangers. Richard's first mission over Germany was January 7th, followed by a second bomb run on January the 11th. But then, on January 14, 1944, after just 2 missions, Richard and his flight crew would find their luck had run out.
As soon as we got over the target, we were hit with heavy flak. Almost immediately after that, we were hit pretty hard on the right engines, and both of them were put out of action, and they were just crumbling to pieces and finally caught fire. And we started losing altitude, and the pilot gave us the signal to bail out.
A telegram sent to Richard's mother, Abigail, on January 25th informed her that her son was officially missing in action. It would be weeks later before she would find out that all but one of Richard's flight crew were taken prisoner. Because he was a flight officer, Richard was taken to the legendary German POW camp Stalag Luft I, where he would spend the next 16 months as a prisoner of war. More than 50 years later, he would recount his experiences in a book called Kriegie.
And he wrote it so simply, you know, that anybody could read it and get a sense of what it was like, you know, what POW life was like.
Patriotism is important, but I don't think that you really thought much about being a patriotic individual. It was just there was something that happened, and it wasn't right, and therefore it had to be made right. And the only thing to do was to go to it.
The Russian general.
Oscar Richard's prison camp was liberated by the Russians in May of 1945. Soon after the war ended, he returned home to Louisiana, where he would marry Billy Gathright, his wife of 60 years. The couple would have 5 children. In 1949, Richard would join the staff of LSU Public Relations. He would become director in 1965, and it was during his tenure that he reached out to other PR professionals on campus, namely the late Paul Manasseh, LSU's sports information director.
And I think Mr. Manasseh and Oscar developed the kind of relationship that is unique in university settings, is that the athletics and the university side really meshed well and got along, and there was a spirit of cooperation there, and I think that lives to today.
Oscar is a great one at that, you know, and he knows his stuff, and he's been through it all.
He gave everyone a chance to do the very best they could, and he was right there with them. He led quietly, but you know, you always knew you could talk to him. I salute him for his service to his country, his service to his university, and for everything he did for me.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that he taught me, was to be always aware of whatever we did as to how it would affect the overall image of LSU. I think he was marketing LSU way long before marketing became a buzzword.
I've always define public relations as PR, meaning performance and reporting. Be sure you got something good to report. Make a positive image of what your institution is doing.
Oscar Richard retired from LSU in 1983, but never truly gave up his profession nor his commitment to the university he loved so dearly. In 1993, he was inducted into LSU's Old War School Hall of Honor for his many contributions to the university and to the nation. Most weekends, Richard can be found at a local bookstore having coffee with younger PR and news professionals. They often seek his advice. And although they are far removed from his generation, they respect not only his service to LSU, but his sacrifice in service to his country.
It's been very enjoyable, really. After a tough time during World War II, I feel very lucky and grateful.
Truly, the term "the greatest generation" is epitomized in Oscar Richard because of what he accomplished, what his comrades accomplished. And you know, he never talks about himself. He talks about his peers and those he served with in the service, those he served with here at the university, but a tremendous debt of gratitude is owed to him and the likes of Oscar because of what they did then that makes this country and this university what it is today.
Is Oscar Richard a hero? Absolutely.